Hello and welcome back to the Dream Printing Podcast. My name is Polly Payne. I am the host of the Dream Printing Podcast and the CEO and founder of Horacio Printing. Today, I have Katie from Direct Our Path. She has this beautiful book that she created in print school called Our Year Ahead, and it's a planning getaway for couples. I'm actually using this weekend. I cannot wait. I will report back on how it goes, but it is a beautiful way to plan your year ahead with your spouse. And her story is so beautiful. This product is so amazing. I mean, her heart for marriages and families, she's been doing this for 24 years. And this was inspired by a couple at her church, the husband of which has already passed away, but who just really inspired and offered a really great tool for her and her husband. And so now she has built this, and it's amazing. I'm going to give you all of their information. This is such a great tool for married couples. It's a great gift. It's a great tool for anyone hosting a marriage retreat. People are using this right now with their marriage retreats. This is becoming the curriculum for it. And it's just amazing. I'm so proud of her. And I can't wait for you to hear her story of how this came to life and she took it out of her head and into her hands. And if you have something brewing in your heart that you've been wanting to create, a luxury paper product that makes impact, that helps people, that helps a certain type of person, or maybe it's just a guided journal that helps people, I would love to invite you to Print School, where you can hang out with people like Katie and other amazing people that are printing their dream. You can check that out at HoracioPrinting.com/print school. There you can learn more. I'll put the little link right here. And I also have a free workshop for you. That's really your next step after you watch this. You can go to my free workshop and learn how to print your thing. I'm going to teach you my dream printing method, the 4 steps to it, the timeline, the cost, logistics. You can watch that free workshop at HoracioPrinting.com/workshop. Without further ado, let's get into today's interview. Welcome, Katie. I'm so excited to have you on the Dream Printing Podcast. You made your print dream come true. I'm holding it in my hands right now. It is absolutely beautiful. Oops, it's upside down. And I love it. I'm so excited to use it personally and just dive into how you made this beautiful thing come to life. We'll talk about what's inside of it. But before we do that, I would love to just get to know you better. Tell us all a little bit about Katie and who you are and where you are in life and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. I live in upstate New York with my family. I have an amazing husband, and we've been married almost 24 years. And in those 24 years, we've had 4 kids. Our oldest daughter, Annie, just graduated last week from college. Wow. And our one and only son, Ethan, will graduate at the end of the month from high school. And then we have 2 daughters, Ellie and Georgie, and they're 15 and 14. So just a busy mom right now.
Yeah, that is a full life. Graduation season is here. For some people, when this is airing, it's already happened. And it's a crazy time. I totally get it. So tell us where the inspiration of this product came from.
Sure. There was a couple in my husband and I's church when we first got married. Barb and Jerry McKee. I have a picture of them. And when they first got married, they had no idea how to grow a family. So they researched and read a lot of books. And one book that they read, I actually have it, is Heaven Help the Home, Dealing with Family Problems in the Turbulent 70s. And I would admit, if you can get your hands on this book, it is an incredible read because it is good for dealing with family problems in the turbulent 2020. So it's like basic truths of family. So in the back of that book, it talked about a man who was a business owner, and he would spend thousands of dollars preparing and planning for the business's future. And he realized that he hadn't spent an hour planning for his family and his family's future. So he took him and his wife went to a Holiday Inn, and they spent the weekend and just thought about their family, and with the Lord made plans and dreamed together about what they wanted their family to look like. So Barb and Jerry took that and were inspired, and they put little pamphlets together for other couples that they knew. in their church and handed them out. And we were lucky enough to get one of those pamphlets. And for the last 24 years, we've been doing our planning getaways and planning our year ahead. So, and then we asked, Jerry has since passed away, but we asked Barb if we could take what she started, her guide, and turn it into a guide and a workbook. So that's kind of how we got the vision for this.
Oh, I just got chills. That's so cool. That really is so beautiful. And has Barb seen one of these yet? I'm assuming.
Yes, she was the first one to get it. So I've sent it to her.
Was she amazed? What did she think?
She was in tears. She was so happy that, what they've started has turned into something so beautiful. And of course, she wished Jerry could see it. But yeah, their little seed was planted. And now we have a beautiful thing to kind of hand out to other couples and keep their legacy going and their vision going. So
I think this would make such a great gift too for churches in their marriage ministry and for marriage conferences. Gosh, this would just be such a perfect gift. And I love that the insert here is inviting prayer in at first. So you even give your phone number away and for prayer as you go through this weekend. And so this book, is it meant to go fully through in one weekend, or do you do multiple events in it, or is it one per getaway per year?
Yep, it's one per year. So it's a 3-day, 2-night weekend, or whenever you go. It's not necessarily a weekend, but your trip. And it walks you through each day. Very simple guide, what to do each day. And then you have it for the year because you're going to reflect throughout the year back on, what plans you've set, your to-do list and things like that. So
yeah, because that's important. You don't just plan or dream. Right. You have to go back and look at it. How many times have we done that, right? We write down something in our bucket list and then we don't look at it again. So it is important. And I love how this has been designed. I obviously got a front row seat as you were creating this and ideating it and designing and refining and refining and refining it over, the time that you've been in print school. And it really has turned out just beautifully. You have a great little table of contents here. And so this is everything that's inside, just to give you guys a sneak peek. There's a preparation section where you learn the rules and you plan ahead. And then on day 1, the section is renewing intimacy, writing out your mission statement and reflections on the last year. Day 2, you go through all of your life categories together: your finances, your marriage, spiritual, your career, children, vacations, home improvement, lifestyle, and then 2 customizable areas, because we all have things that are so important. Like, for example, you might have caretaking, right? Maybe there's an elderly parent or situation. What would be another idea of a customized area?
A little business you might have on the side. You might have grandchildren. This trip is not just for people with young kids. Your life happens, so you die. So yeah. It's not, you can always be planning.
Sure.
So you could have a grandchildren section too. So there's a lot.
Yeah. Which you might have in the next, in the 2020, 30s. You never know.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Day 3 is master to-do list and follow-up dates. And then you have a calendar in here. So a full calendar, 16 undated calendar months. Mm-hmm. So space for you to fill it in. So you don't have to do this the weekend of New Year's. You could do it around your anniversary, which is what I'm planning to do with my spouse. We're going to do this around our anniversary because that's kind of like our New Year's, right? Mm-hmm. We just hit 10 years. And so this is a great thing for us to do together. I've always thought that too, because I obviously have my planner that I love. But when I write down my bucket list, it's very my bucket list. And then my husband has his bucket list. He wants to go camping so many times a week. I want to go to an all-inclusive or something, right. And we can dream, we can just dream so far away from each other for what is our hopes for our kids and what is our ways of we want to connect and what brings me joy and what am I hoping to get. One of our things that we do pretty regularly when we go on a trip now is we ask on the way there, what's the one thing you really want to get out of this trip? And what's the one thing you really want to get out? And so if we can both at least nail that,
then
it's a win. And I also know he really wants 3 hours of silent time on a hike. He's not just mad at me and wants to leave, and just having the deeper communication and knowing each other is just is the way God wants it. I just
Mhm.
love it. So what year did you first do this with your husband?
The first year we did it was in 2002. I was pregnant with our first daughter. So we went away and it was bare basics, because we didn't have much to plan around. But, just thinking through finances was big, because we were both in a career, and then just scheduling the finances and planning ahead for our finances, so that, like, do we want to send this child to college, and thinking early, thinking ahead for those things is so valuable. So yeah, it was very basic. It's fun to just look back at those years. And that's why I think having a book is so nice. It's almost like a yearbook. So you can look back and say, our life was so simple back then with just us and our guinea pig. So
yeah, your guinea pigs. I love that. And you were in and expectant. And that's such a time. It's like you're nesting. Like it's like want to just get everything squirreled away and figured out. So that relieves so much inner unknowing, just being on the same page. One thing I will call out about your product here, so this is some of the planning and preparing pages, is these pages are thick and luxurious and just chef's kiss. Like, this is some really thick paper. And as a paper snob, and I know a lot of people watching are also paper snobs, this is great, guys. Well done. I know you didn't really spare any expense with investing in the best quality pages and just making it really, really clean and clear. I'm so excited to use this. So what is really your hope for the couple that purchases this?
we believe that strong families come from strong marriages. So if you are wanting a strong family, if you want an intentional family with purpose, and be able to look back and say, we did things right, or we did things in order, kind of, we were prepared. You hate to get in a situation where you're like, oh my goodness, the kids want cell phones. What do we do? Or they're turning 16. Do we get them a car? Do they get the car? What happens? And do we get a dog? Things like that you want to be prepared ahead of time, before your kids are like, Mom, Dad, can I have this? Can I go here? Can I date? Things like that you just want to think through ahead of time. And if you're making that mission statement, does it come back to our mission statement? And who doesn't want to get away with their spouse? So it's just a great time to just get away, get intimate. You're not just vacationing, you're thinking deeply, you're getting inside each other's mind. Like, what do you think your purpose is? What do you think? What is your dream? Where do you think God wants us? And it's just so neat to get away with the Lord. And that's the key, is like, we spend a lot of times on our knees praying, because God is part of that. God is in that. And we believe that if you trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge him, he will direct your path. And you never see God in your life. You see God behind your life, almost like it's the 2020 like vision afterwards, that God was with us the whole time. And after going through 24 years of marriage, it's like we did put God first, and we planned with the Lord. And our plans, we try to plan the best, but God knows. I think he rewards our acknowledgement of him, and he rewards our bringing him into our plans. And you plan the best, and things happen. Oh my goodness, things happen in our life that we don't plan for, and our plans get thwarted or put on hold or something. But it's neat to look back and know that God was right there, even though you don't see him or feel him or hear him all the time. But hindsight's 2020. So you look back and God had us plan for this time. 20 years later, it's funny how you're like, okay, that was so crazy that we made those plans, and they're so perfect and right on for this time 20 years later. So it's really neat.
That's beautiful. I love that. And I love that scripture. And just because, God is in control doesn't mean we don't make plans. Making plans is not a sinful activity. It's not you trying to be your own God. We have free will. And with that, we have responsibility to steward our time and our treasure and our attention and our marriage. And I love everything that you said. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And it all comes back to surrendering it to Him, to bringing the Lord into your plans and into your marriage. This is just stunning. I absolutely love it. So where can someone buy one of these?
Yep. Our website is directourpath.com because we named it that because our family loves to hike. We've hiked so many mountains over the past years, and we're trying to think of a name. It's neat when you're hiking and you come to a spot where there's no trail and you're like, where do we go? But you see up ahead, there's a pile of rocks. They're called cairns. And okay, we get to that cairn, then we know we're on the trail. And sometimes it's snowy. Sometimes it's snow and you can't see the trail because it's snowy. So you just get to that next cairn, and those cairns direct our path. And it's neat to think that, okay, God is our cairn. There might not be a path, there might not be a trail, but if we just get to the next spot, just follow the Lord's leading, we'll be on the right path. So directourpath.com is our website, so you can check us out there.
That's awesome. I love it. Great job. And we will be dropping all of her social media links as well below, but you can follow her on social media, connect with her. And do you guys offer, like if a church or group wanted to buy a bulk of these to go and gift folks, this makes for a great anniversary gift as well. But if, a church wanted to partner with you with this for their marriage ministry or a marriage retreat, what would they do in process of getting in touch with you?
Yeah, you can reach me at hello@directourpath.com. It's also on the website. You can contact me. My email is on there. And yes, we would be so willing to work with churches that wanted to order in bulk. We are working with a lady. She's doing a marriage retreat, just a small little retreat. She's using our book as the curriculum. So that's an exciting thing. So yeah, we're more than willing to get this out into couples' hands so they can strengthen their marriage for sure.
I love it. I love it. Well, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you. So tell us just quickly, I know you've obviously, I've been intimate with your process because you have joined Print School, but what brought you to Print School and what has that experience been like?
Print School has been amazing. It was an answer to prayer. It is such a neat thing when you are someone's answer to prayer. And I appreciate that, Polly, this is not easy for you to create Print School. So I appreciate all the work that you did for that. And for the past few years, my husband and I have wanted to create something like this. And couples have asked, like, what do you do? Can we do it too? Do you have anything to give us? And what I had was just a pamphlet. And this is like what I came up with on myself. It was pathetic. It was a small little thing from Staples, and it was horrible. And I couldn't get past, like, just thinking and figuring out margins was terrifying to me. So just knowing we wanted to do something like this, and then somehow I got an advertisement from you about Print School, and it was like the Lord just dropped it in my lap. Like, she's a Christian, she's spiritually minded, and she's creating planners and journals and exactly what you need. So Print School was absolutely the best. It was so easy. It was so fun. It was so fun to be learning again, because being a stay-at-home mom, your kind of brain goes to mush, but you feel like a student, like a real person again when you're learning and creating. And I started with you last March, and then 9 months later in November, I had my product. So it was such a simple to follow and such a fun process to go through. So highly recommend it to anybody who's interested in getting their thing out of their head into their hands. So,
well, thank you so much. You've done a great job. And I love that it took you 9 months. I do feel like people want I want to have it in a month. And the publishing printing journey, along with the launching journey of putting it out in the world and getting your messaging right and getting ready to share it, like that takes time. And it's a labor of love, but it's a valuable labor of love, because what's true about you and true about so many students is the dream is bigger than them. Like, you didn't make this to be famous, to be known. You made this because you care about marriages, and someone came alongside you at one point and supported you and blessed you, and you want to go be that seed for someone else and bless them. And so you have a purpose in this. It's a dream that's bigger than you, and it's going to outlive you. And these marriages that are being blessed is going to outlive you. And it's amazing, just like what that couple did. They planted a seed, it's outliving him. And it's cool. We'll all get to hang out in heaven and talk about it, and it'll be fun. So I'm just really proud of you, and thank you so much for sharing. And again, go to directourpath.com, grab yours. Grab one for Christmas. Grab one for your mother-in-law and their marriage, and whoever else. We can all use this. It's a great anniversary gift for a friend, especially if they have a big one coming up. So thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me, Polly.